the official weigh-in. Pacquiao, Bradley, 3. First to weigh in, ladies and gentlemen, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley weighing in. 146 and 1/2 pounds, 146.5 from Sarangani Province, the Philippines. The Pinoy Pride, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. 145 and 1/2 pounds, Manny Pacquiao. Timothy Bradley, the score is 1 victory apiece. Tomorrow we complete the trilogy.
The following is a presentation of HBO Sports.
First time I met Pacquiao, I believe it was 2012, and it was our first press conference. When I met him, it felt like meeting the best in the business, like almost like meeting almost like the president, you know, but he's the president of boxing. You know, it felt like I was going up against King Kong. You know, one of the things that I remember him saying to me was, he said, "Thank you for accepting the fight, and I hope this helps your family." You know, and I told him, "Thank you for the opportunity, you know, and thank you for choosing me."
3 years and 9 months have now passed since Tim Bradley first stepped into a boxing ring with Manny Pacquiao. A period that's shown that opportunities of a lifetime can unfurl wide-ranging consequences. Every victory, it turns out, isn't simply a cause for celebration. Every loss is not just a reason to retreat. And any given step along the way can be the difference in resolving the way you want the story to conclude. All critical, considering on April 9th, when Tim Bradley once again enters the ring with Manny Pacquiao, the next opportunity of a lifetime will present itself. Tim Bradley's tale begins in the desert, in North Palm Springs, California.
You hear Palm Springs, you just think of glitz and glam. That's what you think of. You hear Palm, oh, that's a nice place. That's all people say. But you know, the neighborhood I grew up in wasn't so nice. Wasn't nice. I don't know. I didn't really see much for myself when I was a kid. But at 10 years old, 9, 10 years old, I didn't know what I wanted to do until I discovered boxing. Right as soon as I stepped foot in the gym, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a fighter.
It was an instinct then as much as a desire, not easy to confine to the ring.
Yeah, I was a troublemaker. You were either bullied or you were the bully. That's how I was in the neighborhood. And I chose the bully route. I was always the shortest guy around. I'm still short today, but I chose that route because the way I was raised was was that don't allow anybody to disrespect you or run all over you.
Personality he showed when he was a kid, nice kid. But if you make him mad, he can be something else. Strong as ever. I was playing with him one day, and I put him in a lock. He wouldn't give up. He just like, boy, you gonna shit on yourself, or you gonna strain yourself? You need to knock it out. I'm gonna get out of this shit. I said, damn, boy. And I let him go. All right, you good, boy, you good.
Bradley's insatiable determination would be useful when he began his professional career in obscurity. Within a few years, he fought his way to a 140-pound title, and by early 2011 was regarded as the best boxer in the weight class. While Bradley's stature was growing, Manny Pacquiao was in the midst of a run of dominance that had established him as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great. He's better than we thought.
In November 2011, their paths intersected when Bradley secured his first Las Vegas bout against Joel Casamayor on the undercard of Pacquiao's third meeting with Juan Manuel Marquez.
I remember him just being extremely proud of himself, proud of the fact that he was finally getting to fight in Las Vegas. It was really big for him, you know. He felt like, now I belong in this platform. I belong with these kind of fighters, the elite fighters.
That was the plan. I was lining myself up. This is my showcase. I gotta get rid of this guy, Casamayor, and then fight Manny Pacquiao next.
What's up, baby? Easy work, man. Easy work. We ready for the next level. Let's go.
And after his victory over Casamayor, Bradley found himself face to face with the evening's headliner in the bowels of the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
He saw Pacquiao as he was going out to the arena to fight Marquez, and he made eye contact with him, and he said, "Let's go, Pacquiao." I was like, why would you do that? You know, he's getting ready to fight a big fight. You know, you totally distracted him.
If I recall, I think he winked at me. He winked at me. He probably had an idea like, hey, like, you're next, you know?
Sure enough, in early 2012, Bradley got the phone call that would change his life and his career forever. A $5 million offer to fight Pacquiao that June.
With that moment, I was like, I ain't never had Cristal, but I'm finna go get some Cristal right now. We finna go and eat a big steak, and we finna celebrate, cause like, yo, we finna move up to the east side. That's the way I felt. We moving on up to the east side, baby. I was at $5 million. Lord have mercy. I said, man, we didn't hit the jackpot. Let's go. This is what we've been waiting on. Man, I was jumping for joy. I was jumping for joy. And I remember calling my dad. My dad freaking cried on the phone. My dad cried on the phone. It was crazy. What? I was like, man, are you crying? I was like, don't be soft, man. What are you doing?
If for the elder Bradley the emotions were overwhelming, the sense of the challenge ahead for his son was not.
For the first Pacquiao fight, I wasn't nervous, because I seen him in camp. Working hard as that he ever worked before.
There you go.
And I told everybody, I told the world, I say, my son is gonna shock the world.
One night, this incredible ride that Pacquiao's taken us all on, this devastating unbeaten streak, will come to an end. Can Tim Bradley make tonight that night?
Bell sounds, round one begins.
Whatever I was doing in the ring at that time was causing Pacquiao to be very unsure. I was making him miss a lot of shots, a lot of punches. I can hear the wind in my ear, like, when he threw combinations. I was just like, God, like, this dude is freaking trying to knock me out. And after the first round, I was like, I can hang with this guy. I'm one of the best in the world.
But just as Bradley's confidence began to flow, physical problems sprung up. By the fourth round, he was suffering from foot and ankle injuries, on top of the pressure of Pacquiao's assault.
And the left hand moves Bradley halfway across the ring, and Pacquiao drives him into the ropes.
For most observers, a familiar narrative emerged as the fight progressed. The greatness of Manny Pacquiao, simply too much for his opponent to overcome. And while Bradley finished the fight strong, defeat still seemed like a foregone conclusion.
The winner by split decision.
Until it wasn't.
And new WBO welterweight champion of the world, the Desert Storm, Timothy
I couldn't help myself but to just jump up and down, hug my son. I was so excited that everything that he's worked for came true for him that night.
I told you, baby! What the fuck did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I fucking tell you?
But almost immediately, the Bradleys' euphoria was drowned out by the deafening outcry.
That is a terrible, bogus decision.
I mean, that decision was a crime. Without question, Manny Pacquiao won the fight.
You know, fighter knows when he's defeated. But I thought I won. I was like, I won this fight. It's a close fight, but I think I won. But then shortly after that, that's when all hell rained. It's just fire coming from everywhere.
I've been doing this 13 years. That was absolutely horrible.
This is something that's an absurdity, that's ridiculous.
If you didn't land the most punches, and you didn't land the best punches, how exactly did you win?
I have never been more shocked, and in this case saddened, by the outcome of a sports event than I was by that one.
A week or two, a couple days, it went on a month, 2 months, 3 months. Every day, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, people saying that I'm a fake champion, I wasn't a true champion. I was being just ridiculed and just embarrassed. It was like an embarrassment to boxing, embarrassment to my career. Like, it was the worst thing ever.
You know, for a minute, he stopped calling me. I'm like, I told my wife, oh, snap. You know, he's really bothered by this. You know, he's really, really taking a hard from that backlash.
It was a hard point in my life. I mean, I felt like just taking my own life. I felt like quitting boxing. I felt like, you know, this is not worth it.
It was so hard to see that man's dreams just shattered.
We would cry together. Me and my wife would sit there and we'd cry together. Like, when is this gonna end?
I just sympathize what he was going through. And, you know, but I kind of like told him, I say, son, you're not going through this alone. We feel your pain.
As hard as it was, I knew that at that point, I had to become stronger. And I just had to keep telling him, you just did your job. Nothing else matters. You did your job. I don't think he pulled out of that depression till after the Ruslan fight. I don't.
The Ruslan-Provodnikov fight was 9 months after the Pacquiao bout. And it was clear from the moment the bell rang that Bradley was fighting not just the Russian, but also the naysayers and demons that had been circling him.
They are trading shots. Balls. We showed up in Carson for a boxing match, and the war has broken out.
Watching him battling the way he was battling took the life out of me. My leg was trembling like that, and I fell down on the canvas. And something say, you better get your ass up. Your boy needs you right now. Pull yourself together, man.
Big left hook by Provodnikov. Bradley almost went down. Somehow stayed up.
I was possessed. I didn't think about anyone. I was willing to die in there that night just to prove to everybody that I am somebody. I'm a true fighter.
Look at this. Look at this.
Do people understand Bradley was out on his feet doing that?
I think I walked out third round, may have been the fourth, but I know I didn't watch more than 4 rounds. After seeing what I had seen, I knew that fight was not changing.
Unbelievable.
It's a Rocky movie. That was Rocky.
Wow.
Some people said it was the best fight they ever watched in their life.
And still, welterweight champion of the world.
What a spectacular fight. What an amazing performance. What a war.
I was hurt that he had to go through all of that to feel that everything was okay, that he was still okay. And I think I was even more hurt by the credit he got after that, because it was just such a great but ugly fight. You know, a great fight for the fans. Everybody loved it. But such an ugly fight for me as his wife.
After the consensus fight of the year with Provodnikov, Bradley scored another big win against Juan Manuel Marquez, and soon after secured what he wanted most, a rematch with Pacquiao, nearly 2 years after their first bout.
Oh, it was super personal. Pacquiao too was super personal for me. I just viewed him as my enemy. I viewed him as an enemy. I viewed him as a guy that I had to annihilate, a guy that I had to just get rid of, that I had to just destroy him. That's the way I viewed him. It wasn't King Kong to me anymore. It was just Pacquiao.
Is it round 1 of a new fight or round 13 of the first one?
So the first 4 rounds, it was kind of like, it was boxing, looking good, hitting this man with some great shots, backing him up.
Bradley with the right hand momentarily lifted Pacquiao off his feet.
And he felt his strength. Manny felt his strength. I don't care what nobody say. He felt my son.
Bradley has never knocked out a world-class fighter, and it's Bradley who's gunning for it here.
Well, the thing is, he got hurt and he tore his right calf muscle in 2 spots. 2 spots.
Calf. I pulled a muscle in my calf.
Okay.
Feel it, look at it.
No matter how bad trouble he's been in his career in the past, he miraculously fights through.
Good hard left hand by Pacquiao.
That hurt Bradley, his leg lock.
Drives him back. Good right hook by Pacquiao. Another good right hook by Pacquiao. Bradley trying to counter off the rope. Pacquiao outworking it.
I thought I lost. I honestly thought I lost the fight. Thought it was a good fight. I did as well as I could do. But I knew that he had beat me. Yeah, I knew that he had beat me. It was sad. It honestly was sad. I was sad. It didn't hit me till like a couple of days later. And I was like, fuck, I lost. Fuck, I lost. I can't believe I lost. Like, I was pissed off because I don't like to lose. How I was able to deal with that loss was because I realized that defeats do happen. And just because you get defeated doesn't mean that your legacy ends. When you get defeated, it's pretty much how you rebound or how you come back from a defeat is what makes you.
Yeah. Lord. Yeah. We sell crack to our own out the back of our homes. We smell the musk of the dusk and the crack of the dawn. We go through episodes too, like Attack of the Clones. What till we break a back and you hear the crack of the bone. To get by, just to get by, just to get by.
Bradley returned to the ring 8 months after the loss to Pacquiao. But a draw against Diego Chavez and then a win over Jesse Vargas, in which Bradley was badly hurt in the final round, led him to make a change in his corner.
I felt like I was losing that discipline side of what I needed. I felt like I needed to be more technically sound. I felt that I wasn't able to get that with my former trainer. So Teddy was the right guy because he's a technician. He's an analyst. He analyzes everything.
Teddy is Teddy Atlas. Primarily a television analyst these days, Atlas was nearly 2 decades removed from his biggest training successes when he began working with Bradley last fall.
The reason I think the partnership, the collaboration, if you will, is working out well is because we both need each other. Does not usually work. I needed to find out that I could enjoy teaching again. This is what I do. And I needed a person to make me feel that. Don't come over here where something could be snuck in. Yes, sir. Come on, stay out there. There it is. He was pretty damn good before Teddy Atlas ever showed up. But for whatever reason, at that point in his life, he was starting to get hit with fight-changing punches. Remember, sometimes what's the best punch we throw?
One that we don't throw?
The one we don't throw. I knew that the first place you start is get him away from getting hit with those game-changing punches. Don't let him get to the cliff, where he's got to be pulled back from the cliff because of his great, great character. There's no comparison to that, and then getting there and then punching. Getting there, boom, is 1,000,000 times better than getting there and then thinking of what you're gonna do. That was great.
The Bradley-Atlas partnership debuted last November in a bout against well-known brawler Brandon Rios.
And Bradley's landing some very hard, clean shots. I don't think I've ever seen Tim Bradley this effective as a combination puncher.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you this. It was the first time ever in my whole career that I actually knew where to be, what not to do, what position I need to be in, what punches I need to throw from a certain position, what distance. I knew everything.
Oh, good shot by Brandon. Perfect, just like Teddy told him.
Between rounds, Atlas's trademark motivational gifts were on full display.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire?
Okay.
We are firemen!
Got it, Coach.
The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
Yeah, let's go.
It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us.
I was like, what the heck? I mean, it was deep.
What do? We control the flames. We control them. We move the flames where we want to. And then we extinguish them.
That speech motivated the hell out of me.
Down goes Rios. What a body shot. Brandon's got a lot of heart, but he's taking a lot of punishment from a really good fighter who is fighting his best. A knockout victory for Tim Bradley with 11 seconds left in round 9. Timothy Bradley and Teddy Atlas produce a masterpiece.
Now, we got the dream team put together. It's dynamite. It can be electrifying. Because you seen what he did to Brandon Rios. You seen that. Watch how he dissect Mr. Pacquiao.
A little warm out today. The mountains are beautiful. Every trail has its own challenge. You know, some days I might walk up a steep trail and it's like, no joke. And it's kind of like boxing. You know, every fighter's different. And some trails are tougher than others.
Hikes on these desert trails, not far from where his story began, become a favored morning ritual for Tim Bradley. A way to submit to his surroundings and ruminate over the man he's been inextricably linked to for nearly 4 years now.
Going to the third fight, how do I see him? I still see him as as I always see him, as a tremendous fighter. Still dangerous, still has the speed, still has the stamina, still has that will. He will always have that will because he has a country that he fights for. I still view him as an icon, one of the best of this generation, one of the best of this era.
But amid the respect and admiration, there are also many fresh ingredients as their April 9th meeting approaches.
The way I'm looking at it is that new trainer, new guidance, new skill set, new mindset. It's different. It's way different now. There's really no emotion going into this fight. Not emotional. I'm not even really worried about Manny. So this fight's not personal. It's just doing my job. For me, I think this is about legacy. That's why this fight's important to me. I just don't want to be. I just don't want to be. I don't want to be forgotten.
It's yet another opportunity of a lifetime for Tim Bradley. To determine how he'll be remembered, yes, but also to define everything he's become.
Since the first Pacquiao fight, I'm a much more mature fighter, but not just a fighter, I'm a more mature person now. That outcome and what I went through made me who I am today. Made me a stronger, smarter fighter, man, human being, better father, better husband. Just because you're not accepted by everybody doesn't mean that you're nothing. It just means that they haven't met you yet. I can truthfully say that I know who the hell I am. And that's the best feeling ever.
For more on Pacquiao Bradley, tune in April 2nd for Under the Lights, bringing you analysis of the upcoming bout with HBO's boxing experts, plus Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach. And don't miss the live fight, Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley, Saturday night, April 9th on HBO pay-per-view. This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.
Hello again, I'm Jim Lampley. The colorful career of Manny Pacquiao is one of the greatest stories in the history of boxing. Pacquiao has become the first fighter in the history of the sport to win the linear championship in 4 separate weight classes. On April 9, he's back in action for his 3rd fight rubber match against American welterweight star Timothy Bradley. Here now, Manny Pacquiao's greatest hits.
Only came here to America 10 days ago, and he is banging Ledwaba right now. A superstar emerges in San Antonio. And he fires the straight left hand, and there's the punching mouth. Juan Manuel Marquez hasn't ever seen anything like that. Who has? Down goes Morales on a Pacquiao right hand. He takes a straight left hand and a right hook from Pacquiao, and Pacquiao lands a brilliant uppercut up the middle. You might describe the first couple of rounds as shock and awe.
You can't handle your speed, son.
This is the brilliance of the Filipino slugger. There's the speed advantage for Pacquiao. He starts to open up. Margarito tries to press the action. Pacquiao hits him flush with a big left hand, and then flurries and backs Margarito up again.
This is a dazzling display of boxing skill, power, everything. Unbelievable.
Pacquiao wowing the crowd with some roundhouse shots, but Mayweather blocking them pretty effectively. There's a straight left hand right on the button. There have been some tremendous combinations by Pacquiao in the last 20 or 30 seconds.
Crowd is oohing and awing as Pacquiao lands a left hand shot, throwing fluidly, landing a 1-2 there, and another left there.
Hard right hand by Manny Pacquiao upstairs. Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Marco Antonio Barrera taking by far the worst physical beating of his career.
Fire against fire, down the stretch. Pacquiao's left, Marquez's right. Punch after punch after punch. Manny wants to finish Morales right here. He's getting hit with virtually every shot that Pacquiao throws.
This is getting embarrassing.
Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao, landing with both right and left hands. Now it's Cotto whose back is against the rope, and he fights his way off and goes down again.
Oh, Marquez is hurt bad.
Marquez's feet are wobbling. He's in trouble. Pacquiao attacks. Gets in a left hand there. Goes to the flurry again. Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Thunderous shot there. And another hard left hand. A sensational straight left cross. That left hand landed for Pacquiao and maybe hurt Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather covering up and protecting. Pacquiao landed a left hand shot. Boom. Oh my gosh, what a straight left hand. What an amazing knockout shot. Cotto backs into the corner. He's in big trouble now. The fight could end in a matter of seconds. He promised to show that he was the old Manny Pacquiao. He's done all of that.
Don't miss Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley, April 9, live on HBO pay-per-view.